And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 for championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown!
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes, 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 yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks on Stacks, lads. Joined with my guy, Mr. Big Ballin' Ben Larson. Live on Sunday evening, ready to recap the week that was. Good week in sports. NHL first round is complete. NBA first round is complete. MLB first month is complete. And we're going, man. We are going. We are being brought to you by the Sharps app, SHARPZ. Make sure to download it to your mobile device. Use promo code JORD517. It's free to download, free to use. Track your bets, become a better. So you too could be like me and know that you lost 11 units today. Or 9 units, 9 units. But man, what a fucking disaster of a day. But we move, we bounce back,
Exactly.
we move.
Tomorrow's a new day.
It's just it's depressing. Well, it's not depressing, but being up 14 units on Friday to being down 5 today hurts, man.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Tough weekend. Very tough weekend. I didn't bet much this weekend, so my weekly units are lower than I would like, but they were up. I think I was up like 6 on Friday, and then I ended at 3. So
Not bad. At least you're positive.
yeah.
Was an interesting weekend, man. It was very interesting, and that's the way it goes, though. It's the way baseball works, man.
Yeah, and it says a lot about what happened, with a couple of these teams. So
Yeah, and we're gonna talk.
My Giants being one of them.
Yep, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into it. Before we do that, I do kind of just want to recap what happened in NBA and NHL. So, Leafs Bruins went to Game 7. Mole was like ruled out like literally like fucking 15 minutes before the fucking game started.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a close game. Went to overtime, 1-1. Bruins end up winning. They win the series. They'll be facing the Panthers in the next round. NBA side, or also NHL, Stars Knights played today, Game 7. Stars won 2-1.
Yeah.
So the Knights are out. There will not be a defending champion, and the Stars will be playing the Colorado Avalanche, which will be a fucking great series. So in the NHL, in the Western Conference, we have Edmonton versus Vancouver, and then we have Avalanche versus Stars, and in the Eastern Conference, we have Rangers versus Canes, who played today. The Rangers won 4-3, and then we have Panthers Bruins, which kicks off tomorrow. I think the Panthers fucking smacked the Bruins, dude. To be honest,
Yeah. They didn't look great this first series. So
yeah, and like I don't know, man. Like the Leafs are just cursed, man. Like there's just no other way of fucking putting it, dude. Because I feel like they were the better team all series. Like if you watched all the games, I feel like there was like 1 or 2 games where the Bruins were like clearly the better team, but all the other games, I feel like the Leafs were the better team. They just could not get the puck in the fucking net, dude.
yeah, well, and that says a lot too about the goaltending and how much of a prowess the Bruins have in net. I think that's going to be something that is still going to be difficult for.
But even Mole stood on his fucking head.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
he was great.
But, I think that's still going to be an issue for the Panthers scoring goals because they don't score a lot of goals. So I know there were a couple games when they were playing the Lightning that they scored a few, but
the
still,
Panthers are so good defensively.
yeah.
And
And the Bruins are
Bobrovsky's like legit.
a hell of a lot more difficult than the Lightning.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
But Bobrovsky's like fucking ever since last year's playoff run, like the dude is just on his shit, bro. Like so fucking good.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how all the Eastern Conference teams are. I feel like they're all like very defensive oriented. That's why I was like shocked that the fucking Canes Rangers score was 4-3 today. Like I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah, but I think this one goes over and the rest of the series probably flies under.
Yeah, and also like I played the Canes today because I think the Canes are like the best team in the Eastern Conference. I know they didn't finish in the first place, but I do think they are the best team.
Yeah.
So we'll see. As far as the Western Conference goes, I think Oilers pack up Vancouver pretty quickly.
I want to say during the season though, Vancouver won that series.
Yeah, but Vancouver's got those goalie injuries, dude.
Let me see, regular season.
And now you got to face the best offense.
Canucks won all 4 games during the season.
In my opinion, that's bad news going into the playoffs. Usually when a team fucking like look at the Suns and Wolves. I know it's basketball, but the Suns won all 3 games they faced the Wolves, and then they lost. They got swept by the Wolves.
Yeah. Well, that might be something that we look at. Game 1. Maybe we do look at Edmonton because Vancouver is going to come in and say like, "Hey, we beat them 4 straight. Like we got this in the bag. We don't need to prep as much as we should because when you look at these scores, they started the year off 8-1, and Vancouver's 4-3, 6-2, and 3-1. So those are pretty handle.
Yeah, they dominated the series pretty much.
Yeah. So. I mean, I think this is going to be a good series. I don't think who wins this series is going to be the Western Conference representative. I think whoever comes out of that Dallas Colorado series is going to do it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, I still like Edmonton, man.
No,
they're like they're playing good defense. So like, dude, they've been good defensively.
Yeah, but they played LA.
Yeah, but LA's like really good defensively.
Yeah, but LA is not good offensively. And now that they're going to get a team that can score a lot of goals, and Vancouver scores a lot of goals, that it could be a completely different. This could be like an arms race.
We'll see
instead of a defensive.
I hope, dude.
Series.
I hope so.
I wouldn't be surprised if we have a higher over under for this series than we do with the other ones.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how these Western Conference playoffs play out. A lot of people are saying that the Avs are just gonna run through the fucking Stars, but I don't know, bro.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't. They're good.
Dallas is gritty,
and that's like gonna be. And everyone's like, well, Vegas took them to 7 games. But it's like, dude, Vegas wasn't the same team as they were in the regular season because they got all their players back at the very end. Yeah. So it's like it's hard.
Logan Thompson stood on his head.
Yeah, and it's hard to judge Vegas because you can't be like, oh, it's that team that was in the regular season because that wasn't who they were, like roster wise.
I mean, just Mark Stone alone is
it's huge. He's their captain.
Incredible. Yeah.
So I think the Stars have. I think that's a 7-game series, man. I think it's another.
I'd probably
7
put it at
series.
6, but yeah,
I think Canes Rangers is a 7-game series. I think Florida beats Boston in like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'd probably put it at 4-2 as the final.
And then I think Edmonton in 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get.
I'm gonna go the other way around. I'm gonna go Canucks in 7.
You hate the Oilers, dude.
My buddy, we were watching the Bruins Maple Leafs game. He's like, he was asking me what team I was going for. I'm like, Bruins all the way. He's like, fuck the Bruins.
Yeah,
like you don't want to see like you want Marchand to win. I'm like, well, yeah, but they're gonna lose the next round. So whoever wins this series is gonna lose the round.
Like, dude, I want the Leafs to be good so bad, just like I want the Oilers to be good so bad because, like, dude, these are 2 like legendary teams, dude, and like they haven't been good in so long. And
And I just want to laugh at a first round exit for the Maple Leafs. That's all it is.
but it happens every year, dude. You don't want to
Exactly.
see them. Oh my god, Benjamin, you're too much, bro.
I don't care about East Coast hockey. Let's be real.
Yeah, but that's why I want to see the Leafs do good, dude. And it has nothing like I don't care about any of the players on the team. I just like I feel so bad for like the people of Toronto.
Every year, first round exit.
Yeah, dude, and like that's one of the most legendary teams in hockey, dude.
They've had their time, and now
They had their time like fucking 60 years ago. It's been a long time.
I want to see all the Edmonton Oilers fans who already got fucking tattoos saying Stanley Cup 2024.
I want to see McDavid in the Stanley Cup Finals. He's a hell of a fucking player.
He is. He's one of the best players playing the game right now, and
he's the best player playing the game right now. It's not close.
Yeah.
He's the best player. But that's the thing with hockey, dude. Is like one player can't fucking.
Yeah, he's the best offensive player.
Well, yeah, he's not he's a center.
Yeah,
He's a good defensive center. You never look at a center and be like, oh man, he's so good at defense though.
Well, yeah, but I'm looking like you can't really compare. You know, Cale Makar is one of the best defensive players that I've seen in a long time.
Well, yeah, he's so good offensively.
What's that?
He's so good offensively.
He's so good offensively, but also very strong defensively.
Yeah.
So like
he's like Brent Burns on crack.
Yeah, but you can't compare him and McDavid. But I mean, I think McDavid is still the overall better player, but
yeah,
that's why I want to say offensive versus defensive player.
Yeah, I agree.
McDavid is still better though, but
yeah, best player in hockey.
Yep.
Soon it'll be Celebrini.
Yeah, then fucking Chicago will get the first overall pick. So
God, do not put that fucking juju in the air, Ben.
It's the NHL. Oh, the balls landed that way. That's fucking bullshit.
All right, moving on to NBA playoffs. So we had some interesting first round series. You know, I said the Knicks Sixers was going to go 7 games. It went 7. No, it went 6. The Sixers choked.
6, yep.
Yeah, it went 6.
Did you see Embiid fucking with the security guard?
Yeah, Embiid's a clown, dude. Embiid's a clown. And that's the thing with that series, dude, is like, you know, we talked about it before the series started, and I was like, I like the Sixers because they got the best player in the series in Embiid, and Maxey, arguably, you know, second or third best player, depending on how you look at it in the series. Mm-hmm. And, dude, like, in Game 6, they're up 10 points. They take a 10-point lead in the third quarter with, like, 4 minutes left in the third quarter or something. And then DiVincenzo comes down and hits a 3, cuts it to 7, and then, like, the Sixers' defense just kind of fell apart, and then they were taking bad shots, and it's like, and I'm sorry, dude, like, the Knicks had 20 offensive rebounds in that game, dude. You have a 7-2 fucking MVP center in Joel Embiid, and this team has 20 offensive rebounds, dude. Like, that cannot happen, dude. And it's every fucking year with Embiid, dude. Like, every fucking year, this dude just comes up short, and it's always excuse after excuse after excuse for him. Well, he's hurt. Doc Rivers is his coach, blah, blah, blah. Bro, Doc Rivers had this team in the second round last year. So now I'm looking at it, and, like, we do have, like, Doc Rivers does have a history of, like, falling short, right? Except for that 2008 Celtics team, which, I mean, he had 3 Hall of Famers on that team.
Yep.
But aside from that, he's known for falling short. But, like, now I'm looking at it, and it's like, we can't blame Doc Rivers for Embiid's struggle. Like, we put blame on everybody else every fucking year except for Embiid, dude. And if Embiid's that guy, I'm sorry, bro. You got to take care of the Knicks without Julius Randle, dude. You let a 5'11" point guard literally dominate that series. He scored 40 points back-to-back games.
Yep.
That cannot happen.
Like 38 one of the other games, right?
I mean, he balled out.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Mm-hmm. And you cannot allow that to happen. And 20 offensive rebounds in a fucking must-win game, and you blow a 10-point lead at home in the second half. Yeah. Absolutely insane, dude. So fuck the Sixers. Fuck Joel Embiid. He can kiss my fucking ass. They're out of the playoffs. Knicks move on. They're going to face the Pacers. Pacers got, I mean, well, let's let's be honest, like they got really fucking lucky that Giannis didn't play a single game.
Yep.
Dame got hurt, missed 2 games, and then Chris Middleton played on a bad ankle all series. And I'm not saying all this to make excuses, but dude, when you're missing a guy like Giannis, that's like the Nuggets without Jokic. That's like, you're missing MVP.
And like I said in football, you can adjust for one player being out, but having 3 people being out, 3 of your best players,
oh yeah,
can't do it.
Well, the Bucks were the first team in NBA history to win a playoff game without its 2 leading scorers from the regular season play. First team ever, which was incredible. Like, I couldn't believe they won that game.
Yeah.
But in this matchup with the Knicks, I do think that the Pacers can pose some problems for the Knicks. They could play really fast, and the Knicks aren't deep, so they can run the Knicks out, I think. But the Pacers are a little inexperienced, and their inexperience kind of showed in that Bucks series because, I mean, without Giannis, they should have probably won that series a little faster, but they didn't.
They played with the food.
Yeah, they did. So I am curious to how this series is going to play out because I do think that the Pacers can hang, dude. I think they can hang in this series, man. I really do. And then on the other side, we had Magic Cavs go Game 7. Magic had like a 20-point lead and blew it, but their inexperience really fucking showed in that second half, dude. Like, once the Cavs kind of made a run, the Magic started taking bad shots and kind of like, you could tell they were pressing a little bit. Like, they're a little, oh shit, we never been here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they always say that's the hardest thing is when you're a young team, closing out a series is always the hardest, right?
Yeah.
So the Cavs move on. They're going to face Boston.
Good for the Magic, though. I mean, for them to get there, with, where they were. I mean, shit, 2 years ago, they were one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah, but then they got
last
Paulo.
year they weren't.
Paulo was then they got Paulo.
Yeah.
Paulo was great.
Yeah. But again, like, building up, this is a good team that's going to be there for a little while.
They got pieces, man.
Exactly. Yep.
They got pieces. Paulo Banchero is definitely a future star in this league. And you could see it, dude. I mean, like, he literally carried the Magic today. Without him, I mean, they get blown out.
Yeah.
He was the only reason why they were in that game. Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs combined 3 for 28. I mean, that can't happen, dude.
Not in a Game 7.
And the thing with Jalen Suggs and like how this team is kind of constructed is like, Franz Wagner is supposed to be your second best offensive player, and if he's fucking 1 for 15, I mean, you're gonna lose games. It's no way around it. And Jalen Suggs is like a defensive guy. First and foremost, he's a defensive guy. He's not a great outside shooter, so he's definitely got to work on an outside shot. But they definitely got to get some shooters, dude, because they were really bad shooting the 3 all year. As far as the Cavs go, the Cavs are very. I mean, dude, like Donovan Mitchell really carried them to victory today, and he wasn't like. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm not a big fan of Donovan Mitchell. People that listen to Temple of Hoop know this. I talk a lot of shit about Donovan Mitchell. I just think he's very, like, I hate to say a fucking ball hog, but, dude, that dude literally, he will shoot the Cavs out of games, and he'll win them games. You know what I mean? He won them a game today, and he shot them out of games 3 and 4 in this series. So you're going to get one or the other. And against the Boston Celtics, I mean, dude, they just don't have enough offense to compete with Boston.
Yep.
Boston's going to fucking destroy them. That's going to be a very quick series.
Looking at this, too, like Donovan Mitchell had 27 shots taken.
Yeah, and last game, Ben, in game 6, he shot the ball like 40 times, dude.
Well, it's like 14, 27. The rest of your starters shot it 36 times.
I mean, to kind of back him up a little bit. I mean, his team really hasn't been good.
Yeah.
They haven't made a lot of shots, so he's kind of had to like carry that offensive load. But that's not going to work against the Celtics, dude.
Yeah.
Because unlike Orlando, A, Boston is like one of the best 3-point shooting teams, and B, they have multiple guys. They have 4 guys on offense that can like fucking take over. in Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jason Tatum, obviously one of the best players in the league, and Jaylen Brown. So I don't think this is gonna be a very good series. The one thing that probably benefits them is the fact that like they have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, but Jared Allen hasn't played the last 3 games, so I don't know what his status is. He is like a fractured, or he has like a broken rib or something.
Rib contusion, right?
Rib contusion.
Yeah.
So I don't know what his status is, but they're definitely going to need him. However, having those two on the floor is kind of conducive, or isn't conducive to how Boston plays, because Boston's going to spread them out. So
especially with Porzingis out.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're going to be able to play Jared Allen and Evan Mobley at the same time. I don't know if that's going to be conducive to like the style of play in the series, but I still like Boston. I like Boston. They should easily win the East, dude. If they don't win the East, they got issues, dude. I don't even care if Porzingis isn't playing.
I was going to look at that as well as looking at, the Cavs, Pacers, and Knicks. Like, I don't think they're going to have a difficult time until they get to the finals.
Yep.
And there's some interesting teams here on the Western Conference side of the bracket.
I agree. I think the West is very intriguing. I think the Wolves Nuggets series is the championship.
Yep.
I think whoever wins this series is going to eventually hoist the trophy. And this is also depending on if Porzingis comes back, and because the Celtics are absolutely going to need Porzingis against Minnesota or Denver. Like, they cannot not have him. I think they get through the East without him, but they're absolutely going to need him in that series. But Minnesota, very intriguing, Ben, because they have Anthony Edwards, and he is blossoming into the best player in the league.
Yep.
In front of our very eyes. He's that dude.
He's incredible. Yeah.
He is that guy. Dropped 40 points in game 1 after dropping 40 in a closeout game against Phoenix. I mean, dude, he's just incredible, man. And on top of that, Minnesota has 3 7-footers that they can kind of throw at Jokic. And Jokic was terrible in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very rare that you see him play bad like that. But Minnesota really was able to like stabilize him. And then Jamal Murray wasn't that good. Like, Jamal Murray had a good third quarter, but aside from that, he was terrible in the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like Minnesota to win this series. I think they're going to wrap it up in 6. I think they lose tomorrow. I think the Nuggets win game 2 because they're not going to lose both games at home. They're not going to lose games 1 and 2. And then we go back to Minnesota tied 1-1. I think Minnesota takes care of home court, and they go back to Denver up 3-1. Denver will win game 5, make it 3-2, and then Minnesota will go back to Minnesota and take care of business. But I think I thought all year that this Denver team wasn't as good as last year.
Yeah.
Because I think losing Bruce Brown was huge. Bruce Brown is like that kind of de facto, like Swiss Army knife defender that can kind of guard like everybody. And they don't really have that this year. And then on top of that, KCP is a little banged up. Like, he has like a broken thumb on his shooting hand. So that takes away from like his skill set on offense. So he's basically just out there fucking. And they haven't shot the ball well from 3 all playoffs. They didn't shoot the ball well. They shot under 33% against the Lakers.
Yeah.
And
they still shot almost 42%.
What, against?
In game 1.
From 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best shooting they did, and they lost.
Yeah.
Because that's how good Minnesota is. Minnesota's really good. And on the other series, Dallas versus Oklahoma City, I think Oklahoma City's inexperience is going to show in the series. I still feel like if Zion was healthy, I think that series against the Pelicans goes completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to play a team that has 2 bigs in Gafford and Derek Lively that can switch out on guards, and that's what killed the Pelicans because they had JV, right? Killed him because he was good on offense because Chet couldn't really. He's too small. He's too weak to defend them. But then on the defensive side, right, you have guys like Derek Jones Jr., PJ Washington. You got longer defenders that can kind of guard these guards and wings. And then there's only one Lou Dortz, and he's gonna have to guard either Luka or Kyrie. And I'm sorry, dude. Like, you don't guard Luka, dude. Like there's no one that's shutting Luka down. There's no one that's shutting Kyrie down.
Yeah,
and that's
Kyrie's been playing. You can't. Yeah.
And that's the thing with Dallas, dude, is like you kind of got to pick your poison, and you can't double both of them. And that's how they killed the Clippers, you know. And so I'm curious as to how Oklahoma City is going to defend those two guys, because they're both really fucking good passers, and they both can fucking get their shot whenever they want.
Yeah.
And obviously Oklahoma City has Shea, but Dallas has a lot of length to throw on him.
Yeah.
And you don't have to put Luka or Kyrie on him. You know what I mean? Like, you could put Luka on fucking Josh Giddey, and then you could put Kyrie on Lou Dort, you know, because Lou Dort's just going to stand behind the 3-point line and fire threes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just put, you know, PJ Washington or Derrick Jones Jr. or what's the other dude's name? I'm fucking blanking, but the other long wing they have. Oh my god. Throw him on them. My mind's blanking right now, but I think this is a terrible matchup for OKC, dude.
Yeah. Yep. No, I feel you on that. I think this is going to be the short series.
I think it still goes like 5 or 6, but
yeah, no, I have it at 5. So.
Ooh. Damn, Ben. All right.
I mean, let's be real though. I don't know basketball, so.
I mean, dude, Dallas. I mean, they
take what I say with a grain of salt.
I mean, Dallas pieced up the Clippers, dude.
Yeah.
Like, the Clippers got 2 games. In one of them, they had to shoot almost 50% from 3 to win.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew that the Clippers were done, because they weren't going to repeat that, and they didn't, and they were done after that game.
Yeah.
So I like the Western Conference Finals. I think it's going to be Wolves, Mavs, and then Eastern Conference, I think it's going to be Knicks, Celtics. If the Celtics don't make the finals, Ben, blow that whole fucking city up, blow that whole team up.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad because, dude, if Giannis was healthy, bro, they would have a chance, especially without Porzingis.
Mm.
But it is what it is. That's how it happens, man. All right, let's move over to baseball. We got a lot to talk about with baseball.
We do.
So first, let's start with Luis Arraez. Gets traded from the Marlins to the Padres. Ben, do you have the details on the trade? I know you had it yesterday. It was like the Padres, like their 4th best prospect, right?
Yeah. How do you spell his last name?
Arraez? No, Arraez.
AEZ. Oh wow. Okay.
Arraez. He's from Venezuela. Luis Arraez.
Okay. Let's see. For 4 players, prospects Dylan Head, Jacob Marcy, and Nathan Martorella, as well as reliever Woo Suk Go.
Yeah. So they gave up 3 prospects, and remember, Luis Arraez is a free agent at the end of the season.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
So not that they can't re-sign him, but
yeah,
he is a free agent. Like, he can pick his destination. But, you know, I kind of texted the group last night, and I said, you know, this is AJ Preller move. Like, this is what AJ Preller does. He guts the farm system for players, and he kind of, you know, trading Soto kind of helped them a little bit restock the farm a tad.
Not a tad. Not crazy, though.
Not crazy. But they did get Michael King. And they didn't trade Michael King, which is good. But, however, like, I don't think it's a bad move in the sense that, like, the NL West is fucking terrible, dude. The Diamondbacks are just they're in injury shambles, dude. Like, their whole fucking they have so many injuries, dude. Perdomo's out. Moreno just came back. Swanson's out. Or I'm sorry. Swanson's out. I said Perdomo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they just got a ton of injuries, dude. Like, it's all bad for them. And then the Giants, I mean, they just fucking suck, dude. Like, that team
cannot hit.
That team is fucking terrible, dude. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do. but they got to figure something out.
Yeah, they have to get bats. That's the biggest part, and we have the pitching coming.
Well, I mean, the starting pitching hasn't been the issue.
Yeah.
I know today, like last two starts, Webb hasn't been great. He's never really been great on the road regardless. So he's definitely got to carry his end of the weight. But I mean, aside, like Hicks has been really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Harrison has been
more than I've expected. Yeah.
Harrison's been good. The bullpen has been ass. Even Duvall hasn't been good.
Duvall hasn't been great, no.
And then like they just haven't been able to hit.
Yeah.
And
the hitting is the worst.
And today was very telling to me because they had runners on first and third, 2 outs, and it was lefty. It was Soto against Lamont Wade. Lamont Wade is like 3 hits against left-handed pitchers in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have pinch hit Soler, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Because Soler's been so bad.
Been trash too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, in my head, I'm like, dude, why are you putting Wade in that position? Like, he can't hit lefties.
Yeah.
Is that really how you feel about Soler right now? Is like, you don't even want to put him out there? Like, it's bad, bro. Chapman's been bad. He's been bad defensively, and he's a fucking platinum glove winner.
Mm-hmm.
And so Adrian Preller's sitting here, and he's like, yo, we can legit make the playoffs. So let's do it. Let's make this move, and let's make a run at it.
Yeah.
Now it is early May. There's still a lot of baseball left, and it hasn't heated up yet, you know. And a lot of teams start heating up when summer comes.
Yeah.
But Ben, I'm sitting on this Giants to make the playoffs at plus 185 ticket, and I'm about ready to fucking burn it, dude. Like I don't know if it's gonna. I am not confident in, dude. They're 15-20, and they're tied with the Diamondbacks, who have like a million injuries, dude.
Yeah. I mean, we're way far away. I mean, we're a month into the season. What is it, like 15 to 20, 35 games? I mean, we're a fifth of the way. Yep. So there's plenty of time. But I do think a move earlier than later is definitely the way to, get things going.
They should have gotten Arraez.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where Patrick Bailey comes back, because
he's probably their best bat.
Yeah. Well, and what ended up happening is he did take a ball off the
mask,
and then
got a
progressively got had issues with his vision. I thought it was that he took a ball off the foot, but that was kind of the final straw. Was he missed catching it and hitting, and then it hit his foot. So if that's a long-term deal, like a bad concussion, that's problems, because Blake Sable is decent, but he's not.
Well, that dude Skeets came in today and hit a fucking home run in his only at bat. Yeah. So.
And Murray, the other backup catcher, he's
hurt. He's hurt too.
Yeah.
He got hurt.
And he's not even close to a good replacement there. So for a starting catcher, I wouldn't be happy with that. So
this is my concern with the Giants, dude, is that they could be sitting here in July, right now they're 7.5 back of first place. They're not like out of it, and it's only May as far as like a playoff spot, but they could be in this position where it's like, all right, man, we got Soler on a 1-year deal. We could trade him for fucking peanuts because he's not playing well. But if he does start playing well, that's an option. Logan Webb is also going to be a free agent soon. Maybe you think about, he's probably going to be something that you can get a lot back for, right? So I do worry that if the Giants are in this position, like maybe they start selling off pieces rather than buying.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest concern, unless they start to make a push. And I just, Lamont Wade's been good. Jung-Hoo Lee, I mean, dude, this kid is the unluckiest fucking hitter on the planet, dude.
Yeah.
Top 10
very true.
Top 10 in expecting batting average, top 10 in exit velo, and he's hitting like 220, dude.
Yeah.
Cuz he's like smacking. He had 2 hits today. He had 2 hits today that should have been hits that he literally like fucking line drive at the fucking
straight at the
dude.
person. Yeah.
It's like, dude, like at some point those are going to fall.
Yep.
But like, man, Soler's got to get going, bro. Chapman has to give him something.
Yep. Well, I think Chapman's kind of in the same kind of space as Lee. Is like it's gonna come, but and this kind of what I wondered with Snell is, were they not, because they weren't signed with teams, was Chapman not preparing?
Well, Chapman started the year first week or two. He was
but was he preparing the way that he usually does when he's signed?
I mean, the thing with Chapman though, Ben, is like he hasn't been good since he was top 5 MVP, and I think it was 2019, and ever since then he's kind of just like fallen off. Like he hasn't been the same guy. At least with the bat.
Toronto last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last year he started off the season, he was hitting like 330 through May, and then he just like totally like just tailspun out of control. And like he ended up hitting like 215 or something. So, I mean, now it's kind of like, is that just who he is at the plate? Like he's just always going to be a below average hitter, but an above average third baseman. And that's that's the biggest problem, is like now he's committed the most errors in the National League. And it's like, bro, if you're not going to be a good hitter, at least, you're a platinum glove winner.
Field, yeah.
You got to be that guy on defense if you're not going to hit.
Yeah.
And I think mentally he's kind of like going through it, dude. And we see this a lot in Major League Baseball. Like when a guy is struggling at the plate, he struggles on the field because he's just mentally not all there.
Yeah.
So he's got to figure it out. I'm not going to count the Giants out just yet.
No, it's too early to count not any team, but most of these teams out. But
yeah. But I do like the move by the Padres to get Luis Arraez, because I think it's open.
And I think who is the GM for the Marlins? Like when you're getting that back, you take it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean the Marlins, like, the GM came out, and forget his fucking name, the president of baseball operations.
Yeah.
He came out and had an interview, and he basically said, like, we're not going to go to the playoffs this year. And people are all like, oh, why is he saying that? Well, dude, I mean, bro, you're not getting Sandy Alcantara back. Jesus Luzardo is probably out for the year. Like, you got Max Myers out. Like, you got a ton of fucking injuries, dude, to your starting rotation. What's his name? The kid from Alabama, their lefty, Braxton. Oh my God, what's his name, Ben? The lefty pitcher, Braxton. He's out. Like, they got a ton of fucking injuries, and it's like, at least be honest with yourselves, dude. Like, and he's straight up like, we're not gonna make the playoffs, bro. Like, and it's not necessarily like the roster construction. It's a lot of it has to do with the injuries.
Braxton Garrett.
And that team is built around the starting rotation, and like 3 of the guys that are supposed to be their top 3 guys are all fucking injured. Yeah. Like there's nothing you can do about that, dude. You can't plan around that. So I see where he's coming from, and I kind of feel even bad because like they could have traded Jesus Luzardo like a month ago, 2 months ago, and for a ton, and they didn't, and now he's hurt.
Yeah.
And now they're fucked.
Yep. So
that is what it is. I want to talk about the Blue Jays though, Ben, because this team fucking sucks. And we talked about it on our AL East preview. Like all 3 of us, you, myself, and Irvin, were kind of down on the Blue Jays, and this is after I've been so high on the Blue Jays for 2 years, dude.
Years, yeah.
I had futures on the Blue Jays for 2 years in a row to win the World Series, and last year I said enough is enough. I'm not fooled by this team anymore. I'm not going to be fooled by the promise that they have, and here they are, last place in the AL East, 16-19, 4 games back. which doesn't sound like a lot, but in that division, it kind of is because you got a lot of good teams in that division. Minus 37 run differential. Vlad Guerrero Jr. fucking stinks. Bo Bichette stinks. This team, the relievers, third worst ERA in baseball, and their starters are actually top 15. But they can't hit, and they don't have good relief pitching, and that's a recipe for fucking disaster.
Yep. Yeah, and it's crazy that.
And they're not good defensively.
Berrios is your best pitcher, which is, again, after the last few years, is a little bit surprising. I think we're seeing the regression of Gausman from where he was pre-San Francisco Giants.
His last few starts have been good, though.
His last few starts have been okay.
No, he only gave up like 2 runs in his last 3 starts.
No.
How many runs did he give up?
4.
In 3 starts?
I forgot about the Washington game. I was thinking of New York, Kansas City, and LA. But no, he pitched incredible in Washington.
Yeah.
But the Kansas City game you're looking at, he 7 hits, 3 runs, only 2 strikeouts. Dodgers, he held the Dodgers well. 5 hits, a run, home run, and 5 strikeouts. But it just is, these are not the dominant performances that we've seen.
And Kikuchi's been good too. So. Like Kikuchi's been good, and Berrios has been good, and that's the thing is, like, if you were to tell me that those 2 were going to be as good as they've been this year, I'd be like, oh, that's a good team.
Man, fucking Chris Bassett hasn't been as bad as he previously had. I know he's got a 5.4 ERA, but
his last he started off really bad.
Yeah,
he's been. I mean, he had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning against the fucking Dodgers, and then he fucking kind of just unraveled a little bit. But I mean,
7 earned.
The starting rotation, in my opinion, isn't the problem with the Blue Jays. That's like the one strength that they have. It's the fact that they can't hit. And you got guys like Vladimir Guerrero and Bo Bichette in the middle of your lineup. And you got George Springer leading off. And those guys haven't been good. Like, they haven't. And your best hitter on that team right now is Justin Turner, dude. Justin Turner's like 50. Like, bro, what are we doing? Like, we're to the point where it's like, Ben, Vlad Guerrero Jr. had a 6.3 WAR in 2021. That was the year that we were all like, oh, dude, Vlad is it. I think he had 46 home runs, 113 RBIs, 6.3 WAR. He hasn't had a 6.3 WAR combined in all his other seasons, dude. That's how bad he's been. He was bad last year. He was bad the year before that in 2022. He's bad now. And so now we have to start thinking, or at least we have to start the conversation. Is this who Vlad is? Was 2021 an anomaly?
Yeah. Because
he hasn't been anywhere near that guy. In 2022, we gave him the benefit of the doubt because he had that wrist injury. And we said, okay, he was hurt. He had that wrist injury. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And in 2023, he was shit.
Yeah, but you can't put all of the weight on Vlad, though.
No,
I don't disagree.
But
I don't disagree. But this offense for the last 3 years has been trash.
Yeah, but a big part of it, when your main cog, the guy hitting 2nd or 3rd in your lineup is trash, you're gonna be trash.
Yeah, but I mean, even yes, but let's look at the 2023 regular season.
He was bad.
Springer, not good.
Well, Springer, remember last year, Springer had the back injury. I mean, Springer is like, he's over the hill.
He played 154 games.
He's over the hill.
But Springer, bad. Vlad Guerrero, bad. Bo Bichette actually had a good year.
He had a good year last year.
Whit Merrifield, not good. Dalton Varsho, bad. Good. Matt Chapman,
they traded Gabriel Moreno for Dalton Varsho, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Because they wanted a left-handed bat. That's how bad they wanted a left-handed bat.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And Whit Merrifield was their second best hitter last year.
Yeah, but Ben,
That's not, you can't have that.
but
That whole offense is not good.
this is my thing with Vlad though, is his walk rate is up, right? And usually when a guy's walk rate goes up, that usually means they're becoming a better hitter. But he's actually getting worse, dude. And he has a 20% K rate this year, which is crazy high. 115 ISO, dude. So he's not even getting extra base hits. I mean, the guy has a .1 WAR, dude. Like, he's basically a replacement level player at this point. If his last name was Johnson, if he was Vladimir Johnson, we would just be like, oh, dude, let's DFA him.
No.
But the fact that, like, his last name is Guerrero Jr., and he's living off that 2021 season. I mean, Ben, look at this 2021 season. 6.3 WAR, 4.21 xWOBA, 601 slugging, 311 batting average, 290 ISO, dude. That is insane. 48 home runs, 123 runs, 111 RBIs. He has not even come near that since 2021. And this team has been building around the guy that they thought they had. And that's the guy they thought they had in 2021. And, like, you know, I give Bo Bichette a lot of shit. I do. All the time. He had a good year last year.
He had a good he was, again, the only...
He has not been good this year.
No.
And that's kind of why they're, like, in the gutter. Is because both Bo Bichette and Vladimir Jr. are now not good. And Bo Bichette's never been a good defensive shortstop, ever. So now you got a below average defensive shortstop who's not hitting. And you got a guy who we all thought was going to be a generational player who is, I'm going to say it, he's a jag, dude. He's just another guy now.
I mean, let's be real. 2022 was not a bad year. It wasn't his 2021 year, but it was not a bad year.
No, but the fact that he's, like, consistently getting worse, that's the problem.
Agreed. I
That's
think we
the
have to look
issue.
at 2023 as the, you know, are you going to, like, is this going to be that continual downfall? I think 2022 should be his base level. 2021 was the fluctuation up.
I don't know
And
about
then-
all that, Ben.
Oh, come on.
No, because
still had 16 votes for MVP. He was an all-star and he had a Golden Glove in 2022.
only,
How much do you
A Golden-
want from this guy?
bro, I thought he was going to be a generational player, dude. I thought he was going to be 120 RBI
You're
automatic.
putting that onto him.
Because I think that was after 2021, dude. He was 22 years old at that time. 6.3 WAR, 290 ISO.
You're looking at what he did in 2019 and 2020, and he's not leading the league in anything there. 2022, yeah, he has it coming out. 23 or 22 and 21, he has it coming out.
I mean, I'm not saying 2022 was a bad year.
2022 wasn't a bad year. He had great numbers.
But he was significant, but it was worse than 2021.
Absolutely.
And
But
it
you
got
can't say
even worse in 2023.
You can't say his best year and then him degrading to a still elite player with these numbers in 2022.
Yeah, but what about
Yes,
2023?
2023 was bad. Yes, he did not have a good year, but every single person, as we talked about on Toronto, had a bad year.
Except for Bo Bichette.
Except for Bo Bichette, one player. You need a team. That's why it's a team sport.
See,
You can't have one player being your offensive firepower.
no, you can't.
And you can't put everything onto Vlad's shoulder
But
when everybody else,
my thing,
8 other players on that team sucked offensively.
but Ben, what I'm saying is that, you know, we thought that Vlad was going to be this generational player, and obviously Toronto did too. Like, they were trying to build around him.
He's a 3-time All-Star.
Yeah, but dude,
He
was an All-Star in 2023. He had a 1.3 WAR, dude. He's barely above replacement level.
You're again, you put that elite superstar.
Well, I mean, 2021, he
Generational
showed
player.
that he was that guy. Like, we saw it,
He
dude.
had a year, and you see that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is, like, it's an anomaly. So what is Vlad now, though, Ben? That's my question. What is Vlad?
Vlad is still an all-star. Vlad is still
He is not an all-star this year.
great player. One, it's 35 games in.
Dude, he better go on a fucking tear. My guy's hitting 231, slugging 346.
He's hitting 239, slugging 373. An OPS of 711. Yes, these numbers are down from where he previously has. OPS of 107. Those are still better numbers than
the thing is like if you play he plays first base.
Or sorry, first base in the league, yeah.
The thing is like if you play first base, like you have to be good offensively, dude. Like you can't have a bad offensive first baseman. Because first base is like one of those positions that you can like pretty much throw anybody at defensively. Like, yeah, there's great defensive first basemen like Matt Olson and Freddie Freeman. But you're not like, oh, yeah, we're putting him at first base because of his glove. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, those are the dudes you put at, like, third and short. And then if they give you anything offensively, you like, yes, let's go. Yeah. You know what I mean? But, like, that's my thing with Vlad, dude, is, like, I expect a lot more from him. I expect a lot more.
You definitely do.
Yeah, and I should. Because I saw it in 2021, dude. I saw a generational talent. I saw a dude that was a dude, bro. I bet on the Toronto Blue Jays to win the World Series in 2022 and 2023 because And
that's why you have so much hate. And
I don't have hate. I don't have any hate. I don't have any hate for Vlad.
And have him under a microscope.
I don't have any hate for Vlad.
Okay, the hate was a bad word, but have him under a microscope.
Well, I'm not even saying
your futures.
I'm only saying that he's significantly, not significant, I shouldn't say significantly, but he's gotten worse every year since 2021. And yes, 2022 was a good year, but he's gotten worse every year. And that is a problem when you're that young, when you're 25 years old. You should be getting better and better and better, not worse. Your peak year shouldn't be 22 years old. And that's why we're looking at it now. We're like, okay, was 2021 an anomaly for Vlad? Like, is this just who he is? Is he going to be a 230 hitter and maybe driving 85 runs and hit?
A 230 hitter. Come on. He hit 311 in his 2021 year.
I think he's got 274, 264, now he's in 230. So where is he? Well, like, what is he? That's what I'm asking. That's what my thing is.
Offensive numbers are down 7 points all across the board.
Ben talking shit, telling me I'm a hater, and he's got a Vlad Guerrero Jr. jersey hanging behind him.
Absolutely, yeah. Because he's a great fucking player.
I think he's a good player.
He's a great player. You have him under a microscope. I mean, offensive numbers are Ben, down this year all across the board.
Ben,
the league is down 7 points.
Yeah.
Offensively.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of dog shit hitting, dude, and a lot of terrible situational hitting.
And a lot of that is the whole fucking team, not just one player.
But I also think pitching has gotten a lot better.
Well, not for too long, because there isn't going to be any pitching left.
Dudes are going to be calling us.
We're going to have fucking high school pitchers out there next. Just watch. Like, this shit is bad.
But I will say this last thing about Vlad. I want Vlad to succeed, dude. Because I like Vlad. And I like the Blue Jays, dude. And I want the Blue Jays to succeed. Because I like that team. I do. I have for the last few years. But this year, I was not going to be fooled by them any longer. I said no more. And so far, I've been correct about them. But they have the starting rotation to be good, Ben. Their relief pitching is getting healthy. Jordan Mono's back. Swanson's back. They just have to, like, Vlad and Bo have to be those guys, dude, or else this lineup isn't any good. Like, this lineup is built around Bo and Vlad. And Springer, the Springer that we saw in Houston is never coming back. Like, that Springer is gone.
Yeah, they spent way too much money on
They fucked that up, yes. They fucked that up. But there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do about that now. But for the Blue Jays to be good, Vlad and Bo have to be good. If they're not good, this team is not good. Yep. This team goes as Vlad and Bo goes. So those two need to look in the mirror, and they need to get their shit together.
Yeah, you need to see an increase from Dalton Varsho. You have to see an increase from...
Yeah, but Varsho's he's a jag, dude. He's just another guy. Like, yeah, you want him to be better, but, like, you're you're not looking at this lineup and being like, oh man, Dalton Varsho's gonna give us fucking 25 home runs and 80 RBIs. No, if he gives you that, it's just a benefit.
Yep.
But you need Vlad to give you 100 RBIs a year.
Yep.
You need Bo Bichette to give you 100 RBIs a year. You need them to be. You need Bo to be on base. You need Vlad to be on. Like, these guys have to do that. Like, that's what this team is built around.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Turner's holding more than his weight.
Yeah. Well, absolutely.
These guys gotta step up, man.
There's, again, a lot of these guys need to step up. You need to see Alejandro Kirk step up. You need to see.
Well, dude, I think Kirk. Let's talk about anomaly year, dude. 2022 was an absolute anomaly for Christian Kirk, dude. You're never gonna get that Christian Kirk ever again.
Alejandro Christian's football.
I'm sorry. You're never gonna get that Alejandro Kirk ever again. That 2022 season is an absolute anomaly when he made the All-Star team. That is not coming back, dude.
You need Kiermaier to step up.
Kiermaier is not an offensive player. He's out there for his Gold Glove.
Yeah, but still, you still have to have better than a 197 batting average.
Yeah, but the thing with Kiermaier is, like, anything he gives you offensively is like a plus, because he's giving you a Gold Glove defensive center fielder.
Yeah, but he can't be 12 for 61 though.
No, he can't be that bad.
You have to. I mean, this guy's got.
I mean, the whole team sucks, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you pay Vogelbach fucking 500,000 double cheeseburgers, and
he's hitting like 160,
107.
107. Yeah, he's bad.
Not even paying for a fucking hot dog a day.
Yeah, he definitely not holding his weight.
He's played. He's had 28 at bats. He's got 3 hits.
They barely even throw him out there, dude.
Yeah,
because they already know. They already know. I like Schneider too. I think Schneider's gonna be a good player.
Yeah. He's the other one who's hitting well on that team, and that's it.
They just gotta. Bo and Vlad gotta get together and just be like, yo, this is our team. This team's only gonna go as far as we take them.
Yep.
So let's get our shit together. All right. Let's do our top 10 teams after the first month, Ben.
All right. So starting at 10.
Hold on.
Oh,
I gotta pull my list up. We're gonna go. You're gonna give your 10. You're gonna go number 10. I'm gonna go number 10. Then you number 9. Me number 9. We'll go off like that.
Okay.
All right. So let's start with number 10. What do you got?
For number 10, I got the Boston Red Sox.
Ooh. Okay.
I think they had a great start to the season. They've had an easier schedule, I'd say, but they're playing really well on the road, and that is something that you need, to be a top 10 team. Is you need to be excelling at. Well, you should be excelling at both home and the road, but they're playing well on the road, 12-7, and yeah, plus 41 the run differential. So,
all right,
good fringe team.
I do not have the Red Sox in the top 10. I'll just I'll put that out there right now. Number 10, I have the Royals.
Okay.
I got them there right now. I do think regression is coming for them.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, I think the top of their lineup with Bobby Witt Jr., Salvi Perez, Pasquantino, like, I think they have they have a very, very, very good top of the lineup. And then their starting pitching's been really good too. I do think that losing Alec Marsh though is definitely gonna fucking hurt them. And then Seth Lugo is due for some fucking regression. Like, this guy is gonna get shelled soon. Mm-hmm. Like, his numbers all say it. And we kind of seen Michael Wacha take a step back. So I got the Royals at number 10 right now, but probably going down further. Who do you got number 9?
Number 9, I have Kansas City Royals. So,
okay.
Just a flip for me. I think you're right. This team is playing really well. And they're playing better than I expected them to be playing during their at least first month of the season. But they're winning the games that they should be. And I do think that they can still step up different items, different aspects of their play. So
I think that, like, the series we saw this weekend against Texas, and then the series we saw against Baltimore, the fact that, like, they didn't win those series, I think that's like kind of who they are. They're kind of that team that's going to beat up on bad teams and like struggle against good teams.
Yeah.
They're going to be like middle of the pack by the end of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Number 9, I got the Brewers. They just lost 2 out of 3 against the Cubs, but this is a very good team, man. They're top 10 in WRC plus. They're hitting really well this year to start the year, and they haven't had Yelich in like 4 weeks.
Yep.
And this team is still fucking chugging along, and they're first place in the NL Central. So I got the Brewers in number 9.
Number 8.
Number 8.
I have the Brewers. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm right there with you. I think offensively, this team is playing really well. William Contreras is having a year. I don't know how long that's going to.
I think that'll sustain.
Yeah,
I think it's other guys on their team that I'm worried about a little bit. But I like a lot of their young guys, dude.
Yep, and that was the big thing too. You got Sal Frelick, you've got Jackson Churio. I think Jackson is going to be a great ball player.
Yep.
And what we've seen from him just defensively this year has been great. Offensively, I think he can take a step up. I mean, he's only hitting 219, and there's room for improvement there. Sal Frelick has been a blessing for them. And again, I think he can take another step up. Terang has been playing well. That's the one I don't know how long it's gonna stay at the top.
I like Bryce Terang.
Yeah, he's playing really well right now. So I really like what this team is doing offensively. And on a team that had offensive issues the last 2-3 years. So
yep.
Yeah,
it's crazy because the offense is kind of carrying their team right now.
Yeah.
All right, number 8, I have the Yankees. 23 and 13, and Judge has been dog shit, which is very surprising. Their rotation's actually been really good. Their relief pitching is, top 3 in Major League Baseball. So I like where the Yankees are at. I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain it, especially like Garrett Cole keeps getting pushed back, like his expected start date. I don't know if he's going to pitch this year, to be honest. Yeah. So I don't know how long their rotation is going to be able to handle it. But Lucas Heel has looked really good, and then their bullpen has looked really good. Carlos Rodon kind of coming back to earth, and Soto looks fucking like the old Soto, man. Like so. Yep. I just
likes playing on the East Coast.
I don't know if it's gonna be able to sustain itself, but for now I got the Yankees number 8.
Okay.
What do you got number 7?
Number 7, I have the Chicago Cubs. Very impressed.
I don't have the Cubs on my list.
You don't have the Cubs on your list?
I do not.
Interesting. And you have the Yankees way low compared to where I had them. So, I mean, I tied at the top of the Central Division right now. So I mean, the way they're playing at home, 12-4 at home, is just been absolutely outstanding. I really like what they're getting from Assad. And you're getting Steele back, and
bro, Assad sucks, dude. At some point, this dude getting shelled, bro. Sorry, dude. This kid not continue.
Right now, he's pitching really fucking well. So I mean, offensively, they're hitting well with nobody on that team being outstanding. Well, but they're putting it together. So.
Christopher Morel is a great hitter. Nico Horner is a good player. I think they got talent. My reason for not having them on the list is like, I just think that like this team, like when you talk about advanced and predictive analytics and data, like this team has like the most luck of any team out there. Like, Ben, their relief pitching is like bottom of the league. Their starting pitching is like middle of the league, and then like
their starting pitching is one of the top of the league. With Talion, Imanaga, and Assad.
I mean, Tyon's barely fucking started. Yeah, it's like 4th, but I mean, dude, like
it's 4th. Only at 4th out of 32. No, they're middle of the pack.
Yeah, but I mean, like, dude, as far as ERA, but I mean, you look at like their xFIP and their Sierra, like they have a lot of guys that are due to get shelled very soon.
Yeah.
They have a lot of luck in regards to like.
But a month into the season, they're on my top 10.
And a reason why they're so good at home lately is because the weather's been so bad in Chicago that like.
Yeah, but it's bad for them too.
And Imanaga too, dude. Imanaga, yeah, but like Imanaga is a fly ball pitcher, and like he's playing when it's like the wind's blowing in. I'm telling you, dude. Once it heats up, Imanaga's gonna get shelled, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way he's.
This dude was mid in the MPB, dude. He was not an elite
no way
pitcher.
he's gonna be a sub-1 ERA.
Nah, he's more like a 4 ERA pitcher. And Assad's like a 5 ERA pitcher according to the advanced analytics.
Yeah.
He's just, it's a lot of luck. And that's the thing, is it's early.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason why I have them there.
That you don't have them there.
that I don't have them in the top 10 years.
Yeah.
All right, I have number 7. I have the Twins. They just won 12 in a row. They haven't been healthy.
Against dog shit.
It doesn't matter. They haven't been healthy.
It does matter.
No, they don't even have their best player.
Yeah,
he has one at bat. Max Kepler's back.
When you play 7 games against,
I don't
the
care.
fucking White Sox.
I do not care who they played. They played who they had to play, and they won those games. And they just got Johan Duran back. He's only pitched 2 games. I mean, dude, this team, this is a team I was very high on last year, and I'm telling you, when Royce Lewis gets back, this team is legit. This team is absolutely fucking legit. Byron Buxton got hurt. This team just finds ways to win, man. Like they got the mentality of their manager in Rocco Baldelli, dude. Like they get it done, bro. And I don't think they're as good offensively as they've been the last couple weeks, but they're somewhere in the middle. And the fact that they're doing it without Royce Lewis, to me, is very impressive. Because Royce Lewis, in my opinion, is an MVP caliber player. So when you
the easiest schedule,
doesn't matter. Twins number 7.
Jesus Christ!
Who do you
have the oh my God.
Who do you got number 6?
Number 6, I have. Okay, well, this is a team who's had an easy schedule. That's probably not even on your list. Is Cleveland Guardians?
Oh shit, dude! We are aligned on number 6.
Oh wow, there we go. I mean I think
it's impressive what they've done, given the fact that they've had a ton of injuries too, Ben.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Offensively, I mean, Stephen Kwan has been playing out of this fucking world,
and he's hurt.
I don't think,
and he's hurt now.
Yeah, then he got hurt again. But I mean, just the way that he's pushed this team forward offensively and really brought everybody else on this team up is huge. We've got Ramirez having a decent season. I mean, look, last year we had him on the over for RBIs at what, like
86.
Yeah, and he's got 27 already this year.
Yeah, of course. The year we don't take him.
Exactly, that we don't bet it. Josh Naylor hitting the ball really well.
Yep.
He's got 26 RBIs right now.
Josh Naylor, if he was healthy all season last year, he would have been an MVP candidate, though.
Yeah. This team is hitting the ball really well. They're pitching decently. I don't know where they would rank. I mean, ERA wise, they don't rank that high, but they're pitching decent enough to win games.
Yeah.
When you have an offense that can put up runs.
Yeah.
And with those two, they did have a pretty easy schedule. Not gonna lie on that.
Yep.
But like you said, you got to play the people who are in front of you, and this team's putting up runs like fucking wildfire.
So I have them number 6 because for a couple of reasons. Number 1, they're second in bullpen ERA, and they're missing two of their top 3 relievers from the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That is impressive. They're both hurt. And then on top of that, you're missing Bieber. You're also missing what's his face? The other starting pitcher that got hurt. The dude that was like in the running for rookie of the year last year. And McKenzie's making his way back from fucking Tommy John or shoulder injury or whatever. And last year, I was high on the Guardians because of the shift rule. And I was like, this is a team that doesn't strike out at all. Like, this is, they're like, in 2022, they like led the league in the fewest strikeouts. And I was like, oh man, without the shift, like they're going to fucking put the ball in play. It's going to be incredible. And like last year, they had a ton of bad luck. I mean, this year, they're striking out only 19% of the time, which is third in baseball. So they don't strike out a lot. They put the ball in play. And a big part of that is Stephen Kwan. Like you said, like he sets the table, puts the ball in play. And then Josh Naylor, in my opinion, is the most underrated player in all of baseball. He's that fucking good, dude. Like, he's in my opinion, he's like a top 15, 20 player. And people don't even he might be the best player he might be better than Jose Ramirez. And we don't even think of him like that.
Yeah.
That's how good he is. So I really like this Guardians team. And now they called up Kyle Manzardo, which I think is fucking huge. Do I think that they can continue this pitching with like Cookie Carrasco and Bybee and stuff? I don't know. But
Probably not, yeah.
They got a great manager in Stephen Vogt. This team just churns out relief pitchers, dude. Like, 2 of their top 3 relievers are hurt, and they still are number 2 ERA in bullpen. Like, this is a good team, man. So I got the Guardians number 6 as well. Who do you have number 5?
Number 5, I have the Atlanta Braves.
Damn, we're aligned there too.
There we go. I think what they're doing right now is, it's playing good baseball. Not having Strider is a huge hit, and I think that is going to drop them later in the year. But you're seeing great pitching from Chris Sale, Charlie Morton. Max Fried is still pitching well, not great, but well. And offensively, I think this is the same thing. Is like they're not having a great offensive year.
Nope.
Nobody on that team other than Azuna is really playing well. And I think if it wasn't for Azuna, I think this team would be a lot lower on the list. I don't think this team would have a lot of wins that they were able to get. But you still have a stacked team. And once these guys, start to play well, once Austin Riley gets back to a mid-year, Michael Hayes hitting well, but not, Michael Harris, not hitting the ball hard like he previously had. Ronald Acuna has been mid. I mean, I know he's still batting 268 with a 376 on base, but he hasn't been that offensive punch like he has in previous years. So, I think this lineup has a lot of potential to go even further, and I do think next month they'll probably be higher than 5th. But right now, that's where I have them.
I don't think this team will be higher than 5th. I think this last week against the Mariners and the Dodgers, where they went 1-5, I think we've kind of seen who they are.
Yeah.
And I know they're on the road. I know they're on the West Coast. But I do not think this team is as good as last year. And we talked about this in the East show. I knew they were going to regress. Yep. I knew regression was coming because there was no way they were going to continue as they played last year. And the starting rotation is ass. Outside of Fried and Sale, who've been good. And Morton's been good. But he hasn't been great.
Yeah, agreed.
And even with Strider, dude, like I don't think Strider is. I know I'm lower on Strider than most average people, but this team is nowhere near as good as they were last year.
Correct.
I think the Phillies are better, which is why I picked the Phillies to win this division. And I think I was absolutely money on that. Knock on wood, because there's a lot of time left. But I think the Braves are 5 right now, Ben. I would not be shocked if we continue dropping them as the season prolongs.
Yeah, they're one of those that I think could fluctuate.
Their bullpen's not as good as last year. Their rotation is not as good as last year. And their offense isn't good. Like, all three have taken a step back.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could see them possibly jumping up 2 positions on my list, potentially in a month. But I can also see them dropping.
Now, what's
Yeah.
going to happen is they're going to play the fucking
Significantly.
Marlins, and they're going to beat the shit out of the Marlins, and everyone's going to go, "Oh, the Braves are back."
Yeah.
All right, who do you got number 4?
Who do they have coming up? Number 4, your number 7. Your number 8 pick is the New York Yankees.
Interesting. I'm curious for your top 3 now.
New York Yankees are my number 4 because I think as of right now, they are getting good pitching. You're seeing some good pitching from Nestor the Molester. Stroman's been good.
Nestor's
Carlos
only good at
Rodon has
home,
been-
though.
That's very true. But I think he only has I think he only has 2 starts out of his 8 on the road.
Yep.
So he has been starting at home a lot. But he's pitching good. You look at their starting rotation, and all 5 starting pitchers are sub 4 ERA, which is what you need to do. Clark Schmidt's look good. Heels looks good. So you've got the potential in your bullpen to be good. They have to actually get there. Trevino's looked like shit, but luckily they haven't had to use him much.
Yep.
So I think that's a positive there. Offensively, I completely agree with what you said. Soto looks incredible. Judge looks horrible. And for doing what they are offensively, without Judge, I think is a big plus for them. If they didn't have Soto, this team would be probably not even on my top 10. With the way that
I'm very curious for your top 3.
Okay.
Number 4, I have the Mariners. First
They're
in
not
the
on my list.
What? First in the AL West, and they're not on your list?
Yep.
What are we doing here? What are we actually doing here?
I think our top 3 are going to be the same, though.
Well, I mean, how the fuck are the Mariners not even on your list? Number 1 in
offensively, they've been
the
absolute
best
dog shit.
The best starters in baseball, the best starting rotation. There's no
It's only
fucking
half the game.
question about it. Yeah, and then they're top 5 in bullpen ERA, so 2 out of 3, they're really good. And I mean, their offense has started coming along in the last.
Their offense has been horrendous.
Ben, they just swept the Astros. They
Who
took
have been
they took
swept
2
many
out of
a
3
time.
against the Braves. I
Yeah.
mean, what are we doing here? This is definitely a top 5 team in baseball right now. The Seattle Mariners are incredible.
Offensively, Seattle is not even close to the top.
They might not be, but their pitching is so fucking dominant, dude, that like this is going to be a team like the 2010, 2012 Giants, that their pitching is going to absolutely fucking carry them. And we knew this coming into the year. We knew this all along, that their pitching was going to carry them. We knew they had the best rotation in baseball. But they really do have the best rotation. I mean, George Kirby hasn't even he started out the year hella slow, and they still have the best rotation.
Mm-hmm.
This is absolutely top 4 team in my opinion. Give me the Mariners. All right, who's your number 3? We definitely probably have the same top 3.
Yep, Dodgers.
I don't have the Dodgers at 3, but
okay. So I have the Dodgers at 3. I mean, I think we're going to have the same reasons for why. Offensively, this team has 3, possibly 4 good players right now that are really pushing the envelope for them. But then once you get to the bottom half of the order, it's the drop off is way too significant. and it is a problem. If you can get those, I mean, you can basically, if you don't have Will Smith hitting well, you can basically walk the top three. And
I mean,
then
Teoscar Hernandez got like 8 home runs.
yeah. So I guess I guess you put Will Smith and Teoscar in that area. But it's just the second half of that is just they're so bad. They're so bad. Pitching, I think you kind of have that same issue that you had last year, where you're asking their starters to do so much. Glasnow's look great. Yamamoto's coming around, definitely coming around. His first few starts were absolute trash. But then after that, I'm not too impressed with Gavin Stone. Paxton looks good at times, really good at times, but he does not strike out players well at all. And then you're throwing out there with Michael Grove. It's just the bottom half is tough.
Yeah, I think since they've called up Andy Paez, though, like it has kind of balanced out the back end of their lineup a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be sustained.
I mean, he's a top 30 prospect for a reason.
Yeah,
and he's looked good. I mean, I do agree with in the sense of the rotation that, like, I don't know how sustainable it is. Walker Buehler's supposedly coming back next week. He's been really trash in a minor league rehab stint. So, but on the same front, John Means was trash in his minor league rehab stints, and then he went and pitched 7 shutout innings against the Reds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you never know. But I think the thing with the Dodgers is they're starting to get healthy, at least in both their rotation and their relief pitching. Blake Trinan came back today. So I think that kind of solidifies the back end of their bullpen a little bit.
So where do you have them at?
I have them at 2.
We already just talked about all of them. So.
I have them at 2.
Okay.
I have the Phillies at 3.
You have the Phillies at 3.
I do. I have them at 3 right now. Obviously Zach Wheeler's been great. Christopher Sanchez has been good. Ranger Suarez might be the best pitcher in the National League right now, even better than Zach Wheeler. And Aaron Nola is trash, but Aaron Nola would be the 3rd best starter on the Braves. So
yeah.
I think the Phillies have, aside from the Mariners, they might have the 2nd best rotation in all of baseball, in my opinion. Their bullpen's been a little shaky, but they're starting to kind of like get themselves back. Justin Hoffman back to his normal self. Soto's been very inconsistent, up and down. So we'll see where their bullpen kind of levels out, and then their lineup has been hit and miss. Trey Turner he's a little hurt, banged up right now, or he's out. He was out today. I don't know what the fuck. Hamstring. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, they think 6 weeks.
Oof, that's not good.
He said 6 weeks. The team said 15 days.
Yeah, he ain't come back from a hamstring in fucking 15 days.
Yeah.
However, Justin Bohm looks like the best player in the National League right now. He's hitting like 360. Alex Bohm.
Yeah.
Alec Bohm, whatever his name is. He looks fucking really good. And that's the scary thing about the Phillies. Like, they've been hella good, and Castellanos hasn't been good. And, Bryce Harper has been, like, pretty average. I know he had a 3-run home run today, but, their lineup hasn't been great, and they're still winning ball games because their pitching's been so fucking good, dude. And their lineup's going to start to heat up. That lineup's too good. So, I got the Phillies at number 3. You got the Phillies at number 2, obviously.
I have the Phillies at number 1. They're my number 1 team in baseball right now.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
So you got the Orioles number 2?
I have the Orioles at number 2. Yep. Yeah, I mean, since you just talked about the Phillies, I'll add to that. I think that there's, I mean, just watching them from this series, it really shows because Phillies took all 3 against the Giants.
They have one more tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I don't know.
A weird 4-game series.
They'll take all 4 against the Giants. But I do think that Trey Turner injury is going to be something that does kind of weigh on them. But this team has a lot of guys that can step up and fill that void offensively that he was providing. You're not going to get the stolen bases from probably anybody else on this team.
They stole 5 bags today.
Yeah, I know. But, he's leading the team with 10. And, with Stott and Rojas, their other 2 fast guys, sitting at 7, like, you're not going to, yes, they're a fast team, but you're not going to get someone to come in and play short who's going to be able to steal 10 bags.
I mean, Rojas came in and fucking stole 1 today.
Yeah.
Or Sosa. Who was it? Sosa, though.
Sosa, yeah.
He stole a bag.
So, I mean, it's just, I don't think you're going to get someone that is going to be able to fill those shoes as a replacement, but you're going to be able to get Harper playing better. You're going to get Brandon Marsh to step up.
Okay, why are the Orioles second, in your opinion? Why do you have the Phillies over the Orioles?
I have because offensively, I am more impressed with the Phillies at this moment than I have been with the Orioles. I think the back half of the lineup for the Phillies, pitching and hitting, is just a little bit better than the back half of the lineup.
No fucking way.
So.
No fucking way. Colton Cowser would start on the fucking Phillies. So would Heston Kjerstad.
Okay, he's starting on Baltimore.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, none of those dudes on the back half of the Phillies lineup would start for the fucking Orioles. None of them.
Okay.
Dude, the Orioles are the best team in fucking baseball. Man, they just held the Reds to fucking 3 runs in fucking.
The Reds have been.
I'm sorry, they held them to 1 run in. No, I'm sorry, 2 runs. No, was it 2? Yeah, 2 runs in 3 games.
Okay.
With fucking John Means pitching, Dean Kramer, and fucking Cole Irvin, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, the Orioles are the best team in baseball. There's no question about it. I don't know how they fucking do it, dude. Like, Felix Bautista, best closer in baseball, gets hurt. Craig Kimbrell, they sign him. Dude's been mid, but for some reason, like, they still like work around it, dude. Like,
yeah,
they win games, bro. Like, I don't know how they do it. Cole Irvin, like, somehow is like turned into fucking, like, the dude's like unhittable the last fucking 3 games, 3 starts he's had. Been impressive. John Means gets shelled in AAA, comes up, pitches 7 shutout innings, 7 strikeouts. I mean, it's just like,
it was 1 game.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna get shelled.
Yeah,
but it's like
it was 1 game. And again, the Reds have not been playing well.
They haven't, but it's been impressive, man. And Baltimore's lineup is only gonna get better. Like, Anthony Santander still hasn't gotten started. Like, he's been slumping hard.
Well, he had a grand slam today, so.
Yeah, when the game was over.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Like, Baltimore lineup at some point is going to be very similar to like the Braves last year, where it's like 1 through 9, like you don't have a break, dude.
Everybody's hitting. Yep.
You just have like, you're as a pitcher, like, you're just fucking going through it, and like
I don't disagree with you. That's why they're my number 2 team.
But they're better than the Phillies, in my opinion.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. I think the Phillies have a better starting rotation, but
we're at 1 and 2 switch. That's not like I have them at.
But I mean,
11.
like, aside from the starting rotation, like, dude, I don't think the Phillies are better than the Orioles. I think the Phillies definitely have the better starting rotation. Like, I wouldn't argue that.
Yeah.
Phillies like I said, aside from the Mariners, they probably have the second best starting rotation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, it's not.
But Gunner's
not a huge difference.
Gunner might win AL MVP at this point.
Again, I don't disagree with you on that.
And Adley's just fucking crushed. And Adley, the thing that he struggled with last year was he wasn't hitting from the right side that well. And this year he's hitting like 390 from the right side.
Yeah, Mountcastle's actually hitting well. Last year, not so much.
He was up and down last year.
Yeah.
Remember he had that vertigo.
Okay, yeah.
The thing that the Orioles are gonna have to get, that's gonna be their demise, or not their demise, but something's gonna have to happen is, Cedric Mullins is he's a Gold Glove center fielder, but he's been really struggling to hit the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then Colton Cowser, he started off the year, he was like 440 in the first 2 weeks, now he's like hitting 270. Like, he's been absolutely ice cold. You call up Heston Kjerstad. Kjerstad's been good, but like they don't even play him every day because they still want to throw. They still want to throw Santander out there. And I know Santander hit a grand slam today, but I mean, he's been absolutely fucking struggling. He's one of the worst hitters against a fastball this year.
He's batting 211 with a 295 on base.
Yeah, he's been bad.
Yeah.
And so the Orioles they're gonna come to this point where it's like, okay, how much does defense in center field matter? Because Colton Cowser has a great defensive glove, and he's definitely a better hitter at this point than Cedric Mullins, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? And then Kjerstad has a higher ceiling, obviously, than Anthony Santander. Like, we know the ceiling of Anthony Santander. I think last year was Santander's best year. I think it's the best year we're ever going to see him have. I don't think he's ever going to replicate that.
Yeah.
So the Orioles are going to have to make this decision. It's like, okay, when do we pull the plug on dudes like Santander? Because Santander's a free agent next year, and they're not going to re-sign him.
Yeah.
Because they have Norby and Kjerstad and Mayo and all these fucking dudes coming up.
Yeah.
Same thing with, Ramon Urias. When do we call Jackson back up and just let him fucking do his thing? They sent Jackson down for struggling, and it's like Jackson Churrio's out here fucking struggling with the Brewers, but they're still fucking letting him ride through it.
Jackson Churrio's not struggling that badly.
I mean, he's in like 209. He's not great. And Jackson Holiday at least giving you fucking good defense. I'm not saying Jackson Churrio doesn't, but I'm saying, like, you gotta let kids work through it. But the Orioles are, and the Brewers are kind of in the same situation where it's like, okay, well, we're competing for our division, so we don't want him to like kind of struggle. We'll let fucking Ramon Urias struggle.
Yeah.
For some fucking reason.
Yeah, Churrio's 220. Yeah.
And they kind of they have to make a decision at some point.
Mm-hmm.
When do we pull the plug on these dudes that aren't in our future?
Yeah. And can we leverage them in a trade? I don't think you're going to get much, but
I think you could trade. I definitely think that a team would take on an Anthony Santander. The problem is that, like, if you're the Orioles, you're trading for somebody that can help you win right now.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And a team that's trading a guy that can help someone win right now is a team that isn't trying to win right now. So it's like, would they be willing to take on an Anthony Santander who they know is a free agent, who they likely won't re-sign, but, maybe, I don't know. That's why, like, I always thought in the offseason, like, I thought the Mariners and the Orioles had, like, a perfect harmonic, like, they could have made a move that could help both teams right now, because the Mariners need bat help.
Yeah.
And the Orioles could use, I mean, I know that help pitching doesn't sound really reasonable for them right now after they just held a team to fucking 2 runs in 3 games. But, I mean, I'm telling you right now, dude, Cole Irvin and John Means, especially with Grayson Rodriguez going on the IL with the shoulder injury, like, you're not going to be able to sustain this starting rotation. You know what I mean? Like, these guys aren't going to pitch as well as they did this last series throughout the course of the year. You know, so like maybe you call up a team like the Mariners and say, hey, we'll give you Anthony Santander if you give us, you know, Bryce Miller, or, you know, we'll give you Anthony Santander and a prospect for Bryce Miller or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't think you're gonna get one. I don't think you're gonna see a team like Seattle trade Miller, but
I mean, Seattle needs a bat, dude. Like they need bats.
But like you said, Seattle's pitching is
it's their backbone. But I mean, imagine if they had a bat to go with fucking Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah,
you know, Ty France is gonna heat up.
You're also saying how bad Santander's been. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like but again, like, you know, I thought last year was like the best year he'll ever have. So I mean, I think he's like, you know, I think in the middle he's like a 25 to 30 home run guy who's gonna hit like 225 to 250. Like I don't think he's ever gonna be a guy that hits for average. You know what I mean? But he's gonna be a guy that gets on base. He's gonna be a guy that fucking hits for power, and he's a switch hitter on top of all that. And switch hitters they have benefits. You know what I mean? They have what's the word I'm looking for? Like guys love switch hitters.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some best bets for tomorrow, Ben.
Here we go.
What do we got?
I think I am gonna go. Let's see. Why did we? I think I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is with my number one team, and go for the sweep. You got Zach Wheeler on the mound for the Phillies. Going against Mason Black, but hasn't had a start yet. So I do like run line on this one. Offensively, the Phillies are just a much stronger team, and you know I'm probably going to take first five and full game. The Giants bats are just atrocious, absolutely atrocious. So. And really, that's all I've looked at. We don't have too many pitchers out for tomorrow, so okay. We'll take Dodgers run line. I think it's gonna be
who are the Dodgers
right now. It's the Marlins. Walker Buehler starting.
They'll probably -1.5, like -190.
125 right now. So I would go run and get that right now. Or I think you probably take team total over against
who's pitching?
It is Rodri Munoz.
Oh yeah, he was actually decent in his last start.
He was, yeah. Versus Walker Buehler though.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Buehler gets shelled, dude. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, it's the Marlins. I mean, you might don't. Yeah, I'd probably go over 8.5 in that one too.
Yeah, that might be a good play.
Because Dodgers can put up 8 alone.
Yeah.
And if you have a team total of 4.5, I think I'd take.
So you got Phillies -1.5.
Yeah, and we'll go Dodgers Marlins over 8.5.
Dodgers Marlins over 8.5. All right. I got 3 best bets tomorrow. I like the Tigers money line +108. They'll be opposing the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians are a little banged up. No Steven Kwan. I know Manzardo's making his debut tomorrow, but I like the Tigers money line here. I think Flaherty's been really good. He has a 2.18 Sierra, 2.8 xFIP. So he's definitely he was really good in his last start. So definitely due for some more positive regression. He has a really high K rate. Guys haven't really been able to make solid contact against him. I definitely think the Twins are a little they're due for some offensive regression. We kind of seen it in the last couple of games against Boston. Guardians, I mean, and they are due for some offensive regression. I think we've seen it in the last couple of games against the Angels. I know on Saturday they scored like 7 runs, but they got a grand slam from fucking Bo Naylor, who's hitting like 140, and a home run from Austin Hedges, who's hitting 143. So not gonna put a ton into that. So Tigers money line +108. I like A's Texas under 8. Alex Wood has an excellent career ERA against Texas. Andrew Heaney's also due for some positive regression. He's not giving up a ton of hard contact. So I like the under in that one. And I also like Nuggets first half -3.5. I think the Nuggets got to get out to a fast start tomorrow. They obviously do not want to lose 2 in a row at home. So I like Nuggets first half -3.5 tomorrow.
There you go.
I like those. And obviously the A's scored like 1 million runs on Saturday, and then they fucking came back today and only scored 3. So
put nothing up. Yeah.
Fell back to earth a little bit. So I do like that. I like both those MLB plays in that NBA play tomorrow.
There we go. Supposed to look in our Nationals.
Nationals looking good, man.
500 team right now. That 66.5 is going to be.
They lead Major League Baseball in comeback wins too.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive stuff.
It's not going to be easy because it's still the Nationals, but it's looking good.
Yeah. Agreed. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. If you missed any part of the show, make sure you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast fix. Taproom Sports Podcast. Search us up anywhere. You can find it there. taproomsportspodcast.com. You can follow us on Twitter at taproom_sports. You can follow us on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast. Follow myself on Twitter at Jordan Rules TSP. We will be back on Tuesday night breaking down MLB games for Wednesday. So don't miss out on that. Definitely lock in with us. We will be back on Tuesday. Have a great Monday, y'all. Enjoy the start of the week. We love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. Peace.